Tell me, have you ever owned a car?
Why do you want to know that?
Because if that's the case, everything in this video will be a strong reminder of all the problems you have to face every day. While if you never had one, it might be good to understand the hell awaiting you. Let's say you just got your driver license, and trust me, it's a whole problem in its own. The first real problem you face when you want to own a car is to buy one. The price itself is good enough to make most sane people reconsider their will to own a car, because in the last 10 years, whether it's a brand new car or a used one, everything has gotten so more expensive and hard to acquire. In case you want a new car, be ready to face a seller who will do their best to add to the model you choose all the possible options, going from the heated seat to the multi-popcorn maker V5. Be ready to stand in your position during the whole conversation with them, because they have a whole script prepared just to convince you that the popcorn maker V5 is absolutely essential if you want to own this car. Obviously, no upgrade or option is free, so don't fall for this first trap. Of course, whether you like it or not, your new car will come with a 25 inches touchscreen showing ads before using any inbuilt apps such as the GPS. All of that in order to keep you safe from using your phones when driving, because you know it's better that way. Remember people, if the phone is bigger and embedded in your car, it's safer to use it when you drive rather than just using your small phone. At least that's what the car manufacturer and the sellers will tell you.
I'll try to remember that.
Back to the seller, once you finally decided what package you wanted, be prepared for them to scam. No, I mean to give you the best possible loan, and by best I mean the highest. Especially if you look like someone who isn't really aware of how all of this works, they'll try to give you something much higher than what your credit score allows you to have. Now honestly, it always depends on where you live, but remember, if the interest rate is a double digit, it smells really bad for you. Seriously, if you don't try to negotiate a little bit and only listen to them, they would charge you an interest rate of 100% or higher if they could. Now if you want to have a used car, let me wish you good luck. You could think that you're much clever and will obtain a good deal out of it, but you couldn't be more in the wrong. You see, between the people who will request you to pay 80% of the price of a new car for a 10-year-old car with 1 million miles on the counter, and the one hiding you the fact the car was flooded, damaged, or that it was straight up stolen, you'll have to face a whole new series of problems before buying one. That's why it's usually recommended to either do your own research before buying everything, or to go with someone good with cars to check if everything is okay, and by everything I mean everything, going from the motor to the trunk and everything in between. Just be aware that in the end, the decision to buy the car is yours and only yours. If you don't want to buy one, don't do it. But if you do it, you'll have to face all the consequences of this action.
Like what kind of consequences?
For example, in case of an old car bought from an individual and not a company, you won't even have the chance to come back and complain to them if something is broken. Sometimes they just vanish like that, and you just end up with a broken useless car and a lack of money. Once again, remember that this first step should only be done once your driving license is in your pockets. Don't try to drive without one, it could put you in a much worse situation than just having a shitty car depending on your country. Now imagine you finally got your dream car, or more realistically, the only car you were able to afford without selling your soul to the devil. Some of you could say that you made it, you can now drive it, right? Well actually no, except if you want to be afraid each time you encounter a cop, you'll have to subscribe to an insurance company.
Please, not that!
Honestly, on paper, it's a pretty good idea. You'll still have to pay them every month a little bit of money, and in exchange, the day you have an accident, they promise you to help you to cover the repairs costs on top of dealing with a lot of paperwork. The only problem is that when you'll sign your contract with them, they'll add a shit ton of clauses in order to never cover you for anything while being very expensive. If you call them after an accident thinking they will cover you for it, they could look at you dead in the face and explain you that you're driving a blue car on a Tuesday morning after 8 AM, which means they won't be able to help you because in your contract such vehicle is only insured on Monday from 5 to 9 PM. Now, some of you could think I'm exaggerating with my previous example, but just to show you how vicious they are, in areas subject to flooding, you can be sure that either your insurance will double the price in best case, or just straight up forward refuse to cover such scenario. I may be stupid, so this one could be on me, but in areas subject to flooding, who decided that not taking into account flooding in the contract was logical?
Who does that?
Obviously, the only reason they do that is because all those private insurance companies have only one goal: to make money. And if they really had to help you with your accident, they wouldn't be able to give big bonuses to their shareholders. So please, next time your insurance company declines your request, just smile and remember, you'll help some rich old asshole to pay his third mention. If you don't believe me, go check the current contract if you have one, and you'll see. And for those of you who think that they won't have the insurance company, just know that 90% of the countries on Earth will force you to have one in order to not break the law. What a beautiful system, right? By the way, as I said, most of the time, your insurance company will try to find a way to not help you cover your accident. This means you'll have to pay for everything by yourself. And oh my goodness, it's so expensive. You see, that's one of the things people tend to forget when buying a car. But the more expensive a car is, the more expensive it will be to maintain and repair it. So always keep this in mind when buying a car. After all, gas and tires aren't free at all.
Don't tell me.
So now you finally got your new vehicle, and it's insured by a useless insurance company. Let me just say,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
you just put yourself in an endless position of stress and fear related to your vehicle each time you'll take the road. Between the drivers viewing themselves as racers like in an action movie, the ones who are still learning how to drive 10 years after getting their license, and the ones under the influence of magical substances, you'll have plenty of reasons to become paranoid. And I didn't even include all the old drivers whose ability to drive depends entirely on their last nap. Trust me, I don't have anything against old people, I'll be old myself in the future, but the number of crazy situations happening because someone older than your own grandpa didn't react quickly enough while having 5 minutes to react is insane. Luckily for us, self-driving cars might be the chance to avoid such problems, but their software and AI aren't always on point, so the solution isn't perfect even now.
No, he's got a point.
Moreover, I should warn you that we are not all in the same situation. If a small scratch on your car is enough to increase your cortisol level, other people don't have such problem. You see, unlike you, they've been driving the same old car for 15 years, so they don't have a lot to lose. They might also be crazy and just want to cause an accident because they didn't like the color of your car or its form, but at this point you won't have a way to protect yourself, so just pray to not find such people. I didn't mention it yet, but at the same level, you can also find all the bikers who will sometimes appear from a dead angle to overtake you, but depending on who you ask, the person at fault will always be the other one, so I guess it's a tricky topic. However, some of them should understand that in case of a car accident, they are the one who run the greatest risk, so maybe not doing stunt on the highway is a good idea. If by any chance you aren't afraid of the other drivers, you should still be scared of anything not on wheels, whether it's an animal, a tree, or a pedestrian. You may not believe me, but the number of accidents involving someone trying to avoid an animal and ending up smashed on a tree is
Too damn high.
Personally, I can't be angry against the animals not moving when viewing a car speeding in their direction, because they might just be afraid, not fast enough, or stoned by the light. I honestly pity them for being in such situations. Now, if you want to handle these cases, it depends entirely on the animal size. For a small one, do not change your trajectory and, go through the animal. I know it's pretty gore, but it will give you the best chance of surviving. For the average one, just brake and don't try to change lane. And for the biggest one, pray.
That's it?
No, for real, brake, try to change lane, and pray, because I don't think most of you realize what happened when a big animal meet a car at high speed. Let's just say it's not beautiful for anyone. But usually, the only animals you'll see in a city are the humans, and in that case, forget everything I just said. Avoid them at all costs. If you're a normal human, I shouldn't have to tell you why, but even if you lost your humanity, just know that our juridical system doesn't care and the consequences of a human loss will be very heavy.
That's not always true.
All of that just to say that even if until now everything went okay with your car, all you need is one moment of inattention to fuck everything up. The thing is that, as I said, even if you pay attention correctly, nothing will stop an idiot to slam your car from a dead angle, or an unattended kid to jump in front of your car to give you and the kid's family a brand new trauma. With all what I said, some of you could think that you could simply just not drive with your car if you have one, but the thing is that a good portion of humanity still live in areas where cars are the only suitable option to commute to their job or to do grocery shopping, because your government decided not to invest in a proper public transport system for whatever reason, or your city was just designed around cars. But for the sake of the argument, let's say you don't drive a car at all. Even in that situation, you're not protected from the idiots unable to park without smashing anything around them, or from the thief who saw your car's catalytic converter and just fell in love with it. And if you think that a garage will be enough to protect your car, forget it. Whether your car is from the last generation, it doesn't start, or you hide it in a bunker, people will always find a way to break it up or to steal it from you.
It's hopeless.
So, did my little rant about owning a car convince you to not have one?
You did. You did.
Well, if that's the case, just remember, in most countries, not having a car means you won't have a job, so yeah, you'll still need one in the end. And of course, don't forget to smile to your useless insurance company. Anyway, if you found what I said interesting or entertaining enough, please subscribe, click on the bell, share, and tell me in the comment if you agree with me or not. I'll let you go, but before, don't hesitate to go check my other videos. Have a nice day everyone. Bye.